and we're going to enjoy our first Jets game together. We were supposed to go last year, but you came down with cancer.
Yeah, caught that cancer.
That was an awesome game that you missed, too.
Wow. What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Conversation with Colin. I'm Greg, and this is my roommate, Colin. Now, sometimes this sexy bastard says crazy stuff. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I reach into my random topic pile, pull one out, toss it at him, and then we talk it out for your amusement. And you gotta add some flair on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you like that, like the video,
That's gonna
subscribe to us. Colin, are you ready?
Yes.
Today's topic of conversation is the New York Jets from Righteous Glory 0325. You're a Jets fan. The NFL's kicked back up here. Booyah! They're throwing the football out there. The old pigskin.
Yeah, look at Kill, kill.
New York Jets. How they gonna? What's the season gonna be like this year? For
Oh
them?
my God, I don't know. I had a dream. I talked about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I had a dream. It was a great dream.
Sure.
We were at the Jets game. You were there.
I'm gonna be.
We were in the, we're going to see the Jets this year, and they're playing the Steelers during Comic-Con, and they were playing the Patriots at home, and the crowd was going wild, and they were going into halftime up 28-3.
Yeah.
Against Patriots.
That's a good dream.
That's a
hard
hell of a
score
dream.
for them to
That's
pull
a hell
out,
of a
probably.
dream.
Yeah.
A lot of running touchdowns, I would assume. Probably not.
Sanchez isn't winging them in.
No. I think the Jets this year 4 or 5 wins.
Now here's the thing about it. Let's dial it back so we get to a little more wide audience, right? You are going to cheer for the Jets and watch every game, and you are expecting nothing from them.
Right.
Talk a little bit about sports fandom. What draws you to the Jets? Why are you like this?
So a lot of people don't know how I even got into the Jets. This is like what's really funny. Like my family isn't into football. Like we're into hockey and we're into baseball. Like I was like a huge. You said like when we met, I used to wear a Yankee hat every day, right?
Yeah.
Like and for like the first 2 years we knew each other. I actually lost that hat, and that's why I just never got another one. My family's like really, really into the Yankees, and like my sister, my brother. Like my brother wears like all sorts of obscure like AAA and AA like hats from like their system, Columbus and Trenton, and like Japanese baseball like hats when we got Matsui. And my dad, follows the Yankees, and we actually should be Mets fans because we're on Long Island. But my mom and dad are not, are from like towards the city and stuff. Gotcha. Anyways, and it also stems from the Dodgers and stuff like that. I don't know if you know the Brooklyn Dodgers thing.
Right.
So anyway, so we're really into the Yankees, and we love hockey mostly because I played it. I got into the Jets when I was younger. Like I started watching football like in middle school. And the Jets are geographically, they used to play in Shea Stadium, so they are, and they used to play at the Polo Grounds on Long Island back in the day, so they are Long Island's team, but there are Giants fans and Jets fans, and there are Jets fans in the city and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Basically, when I got into high school, good friends of mine are really into the Jets. They still are, and I was just like, you know what, like, I'm gonna be a Jets fan. Like 9th, 10th grade, I'm like, I'm gonna root for the Jets because the Giants were really good at the time. Remember the Giants went to the Super Bowl, they played the Ravens and stuff like that, and I'm like, it's corny if I'm gonna start rooting for a team. I never really cared about the Giants, like they just never really did it for me.
So you don't want to be that bandwagon fan.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna be a Jets guy.
Yeah.
And so I played in a band with these guys, Brian Myers and Christian Bouillargeau, and they're huge Jets fans. And they really started to get me even more into the Jets. And then when I went to college, my friend Chris Godfrey, who you'll meet when we go to the Jets game, was like a huge Jets fan, gave me his old Jets jerseys and stuff, and I like started like really, really, really getting into them. So like my fandom didn't really start as it is right now until like late high school. And
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I always assumed this was an inboard thing. I don't think I've ever heard this story.
No, and by the time I got to college, that's like when I really, really, really got into it. Like really like watched every game and like got really crazy about it. Now I remember like I always talk about like the old 1-15 season and like I remember those things, but those things didn't pain me as much as like the other contemporary Jets fans.
Now you're living through it, yeah.
So I had to do a lot of reading and a lot of like figuring that kind of stuff out. So like while I've like I've been into the Islanders like for a really long time, like the hockey team. Yeah. And actually, I was like a big Sharks fan when I was a kid. A lot of people don't know that too because I really loved Artis Urbe, who was their goalie at the time. So like I had like a West Coast team and an East Coast team. And then when I got into high school, I was like, oh, like he wasn't on the team anymore. And I was like, now I'm like, my allegiance is totally with the Isles again and stuff like that.
It was easier too because they were an expansion team, right?
Yeah.
When NFL expansions started to pop up and like the Patriots, or you know what I mean? Sorry, the like Jaguars and Panthers. There was like that moment of like, well, this is a great chance to get in, right? Like, because what you're talking about, it's hard to take on a team, right? Like being from Chicago, like the Chicago Bears are everywhere. So it's kind of like even when I didn't care about football, it was still Jim Harbaugh in my life and Dickett getting fired, and I remember all these things. You know what I mean? So by the time I actually cared about football, I was still like, you know, attached to the team or whatever. But to like just come out of the blue one day, and be like, I want to watch football. Like you get into, well, you're not a real fan. You haven't done the, you know what I mean? Like you don't do that.
Yeah. I'm like it's funny like. There are people that are really hardcore into sports, really hardcore into teams, and they're like, you know, are you a real fan? How long have you been a fan for? Like, I've only been a Jets fan for like 14 years, you know? But I'm fucking crazy about the Jets.
You're,
like, you know, like, and like,
crazy.
and you know, I know the history of that team. I know that history of the team really deeply because you have to kind of go back and study it. That's what makes you a fan. Obviously, I wasn't there in '69 when they won, the, Super Bowl III when they won, and you know, I didn't see the sack exchange in the '80s and like, you know, those great teams. Those great Jets teams. And in fact, I still think that the most promising Jets team, other than the '98 championship team, was, as hard as it is to believe, the 2009 and 2010 Jets, the back-to-back championship games. But, you know, it's funny, too, like my girlfriend, who I've been with for 5 years, like wasn't a football fan at all. She, like, loves the Jets now. So, like, this is how it happens. You know, like, you know people.
You slowly come out and infect people.
Like, she's really excited. She's moving back here because she was out an internship. She's a doctor now. And she's coming back, and she's like, are you not going to be in Japan for opening week, right? I'm like, no. She's like, yeah. I'm like really looking forward to watching that opening game, and I'm like, I'm not, but yeah. So the Jets, love the Jets. You know, I love them. You were talking about fandom. Like I love them because I know in my heart they're never gonna win the Super Bowl again.
Oh,
you know, like they're never gonna win. Like that's and it's okay. You know, like I want them to win the Super Bowl. They got so close. You know, it's been in 2009, 2010. 2009 didn't hurt. I was like, I can't fucking believe they made it this far. It was an awesome season. I was so happy. 2010 really hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know, they're turning into the Buffalo Bills of the championship game.
Right. Well, that was the thing with the Bears, right? When I was watching, you know, when the Bears made the Super Bowl, I drove into Chicago to be downtown, and my thought process was, if they win, I get to be part of this huge celebration. If they lose, I'll be around other depressed Bears fans. But I'd gotten my job at IGM literally a couple days before that. So I was on the cloud 9. So I don't even remember the Super Bowl hurting. I remember, you know, Hester running the opening kickback, and I'm like, we fucking got these guys. They don't know what they're up against, and then we fell apart.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So yeah, Jets, mid-teens Colin, got into them, got really crazy about them late in high school. They're my team. Okay. And, you know, I love them to death. And we're going to enjoy our first Jets game together. We were supposed to go last year, but you came down with cancer.
Yeah, caught that cancer.
That was an awesome game that you missed, too.
Wow.
I remember I sent you the Jets chant for that game.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, so we'll go this year. They're playing the Steelers. It'll be the day before my birthday. And we'll go with my friend Chris, who's the guy who really was responsible for a lot of my Jets fans.
Well, there you go. Well, I can't wait.
Connections all over the goddamn place.
Thank you so much for the conversation. Yeah. Righteous Glory 0325, thank you for the question. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, leave your suggestion for conversation in the comments below. Then make sure you like the video, share it, subscribe to our channel. And until next Tuesday or Thursday, have a conversational day.
Eventually, now that he has proper equipment, and it's not actually hurting him. You see, this is what Goldberg might not be a capable goaltender, but would you really want to stop the puck when you have a Vogue magazine on your fucking kneecap?